Mouth-watering family recipes, easy-to-make meals, humor, and faith fill the inspiring show Dano on the Counter. Born with only half a spine, Dano Burkhardt was never supposed to be able to hold his head up. Despite countless surgeries, a stroke, leg amputations, and kidney transplants, Dano developed a contagious love for life. Join Dano as he shares his easy-to-make dishes and the hope that keeps him pushing forward.
For our homemade Philly cheesesteaks, you're gonna need some ribeye shaved steak, 1 onion, some white American cheese, some provolone cheese, some hoagie rolls, and a little bit of mayo. Hey y'all, so we're just heading in here to the grocery store today to pick up our goods for what we're gonna cook today, and just enjoying another beautiful day here. And just want to talk a little bit about the adventures and things that I did, I still do, like during the summer, going to the lake, going to the beaches, and how that looks for me. I'm sure a lot of people wonder how I do all that. I tell you what, the worst case scenario for me is the sand. Sand and snow are probably the hardest thing for anybody in a wheelchair to have to get through. And sand, your wheels just dig right in, and there's no way to like really self-propel through the sand. And snow is pretty difficult as well, but you can, it's a lot easier to move a couple inches of snow than miles of sand at the beach. But so I mean, I always need help usually when I go to the beach. My brothers, my family members, my friends have always helped me get through the sand. And lately, in the last couple of years, they've just come up with new designs, and they started putting these rubber mats down at the beaches. They're like blue mats, and they take you right out to the water. Because if you get out to the water, the sand is packed down with the water. It's a lot harder, and you can wheel on that. But getting through that sugar sand, the dry sand, to get down to the water is the tough part. So, but I've been very fortunate that people have been able to help me get down there. And once I get to that hard part of the sand, I can kind of go up and down the coast there, and not have to worry about too much. I do get sandy and messy and salty though. Holy cow! When I am done at the beach, I am done. That's for sure. It's usually a long day. Even crawling in the sand or anything like that. That's a heck of a workout for me. And going to the lakes, we'd always camp. We always had a boat, and we'd go camping as kids. And I would, crawl through the woods and crawl to the shore and in the water and out of the water and to the campfire and into the tent and everything like that. Always having that upper body strength to be able to get around was always an asset for me. That not having the legs, that dead weight that I couldn't use, and it was important for me that I could just be independent and be able to help myself and really kind of have that ability to move around, because I didn't have that added weight on my body. So that didn't really hold me back too much around the water. And then when I was swimming, I just doggy paddle or do a fly stroke and get out of the water and swim. And like I said, water ski and kneeboard and tube and all the things that everybody else does. So it's a good time. It's the best part about summer is being around water, and I hope to enjoy that here in the next couple weeks. All right, so on today's episode, we're gonna make our Philly cheesesteaks. So we're gonna use some ribeye steak, thinly sliced. You can get it from the butcher if you'd like. Have them just chip it up for you, or you can buy it fresh here in the meat department. Either way, get the ribeye. It doesn't have as much fat in it. It's gonna be a good piece of meat for that steak sandwich. For this, we're gonna need just to chop up a little bit of onion here. So we'll grab a small onion here. All right, for our steak sandwiches, we're gonna get some hoagie rolls. We're gonna get some local Pacifico bread. Shout out to Bobby Pacifico. But we'll grab some hoagies, and we got our steak, and let's grab some cheese, and we should be almost ready to go. All right, so for our steak sandwiches, we're gonna use white American and provolone. We're gonna mix the two of them together and make a great cheesy steak sandwich. A lot of people use the Cheese Whiz from Philly, but I like white American, and it melts really easy, and it has a good flavor with the steak. So we'll throw this in the cart, and that's pretty much it for our sandwiches. Should be good, ready to go. So yeah, I want to talk to you guys a little bit about college and what that scene looked like for me. Obviously, went to school here at Penn State, and had some great times. Made a lot of good friends there, and I tell you what, I probably should have studied a little harder than I did, but I had some great memories with a lot of people. I just know so many friends that I have still today that I met in classes, and I remember going to class with a few people, and I would always show up late, and I would cut up in class, and I remember laughing and making a joke with one of my professors or one of my classmates, and we were having a good time, and the professor did not think it was funny, and I'm laughing at a joke, and the professor goes, hey Burkhardt, it's not going to be real funny when you're repeating this class next semester. And, I mean, honestly, it made me laugh harder, but I was like, oh crap, man, I'm spending a lot of money here for this class. I do definitely not want to have to repeat it. But man, we had some great times there, and lifelong friendships that came from that. Of course, I'm sure everybody else has those same sentiments from people that they knew in college, and even from high school as well. That I've just always been blessed to have great friends, people that support me and always are there for me, and hopefully I'm there for them as much as they are for me. And I just want to say how much they all mean to me, and I'm so thankful to have those experiences and those memories still with those people. Hey, so I just want to just talk a little bit about online gaming. I'm not much of a gamer, but I have a group of guys that, even though I'm 40 years old, I'm still getting online, playing some online games. And there's some friends of mine that we always get on, probably late at night after work or whatever, to play for, a half hour or so. And I am absolutely terrible at it. But if you're young kids and you want to play Fortnite or something like that with us, my gamer tag is NittyLine1133, and if you want to join up and play a game or something like that, go ahead and look us up online there. But like I said, I am the corpsman of the group when we're playing Fortnite. I bring all the jugs and all the med kits because I am terrible at the game, and I will probably die first. So, but yeah, it's kind of neat how that whole progression in gaming and how that's changed, and how it's still more prevalent probably now. I think because of the pandemic, a lot of people gotten involved with it. But yeah, so we're online every once in a while playing some games and stuff like that. Especially if the weather's bad in the winter, there's nothing else going on, we seem to jump on and play a couple games.
Hi, my name is Dad Dick.
And I'm Aiden. We're the 5th generation of Dick's Home Care.
And our family is here for your health.
If you're considering a lift chair, call or stop in and see us at Dick's Home Care. Our chairs come in a wide variety of fabrics and finishes. We even have chairs that are able to be closer to your wall in case you have a small space.
Dick's Home Care, Central Pennsylvania's leader in mobility products.
Impact Productions, a multi-layer technology company providing on-site, online, and in-studio video services. Contact Impact Productions to capture your story.
Kick off summer by joining faith-filled believers from all across the city for Saturate Altoona. This is a free summer worship series unifying believers throughout our community. You're invited to join worshipers every Sunday night during the month of June at Heritage Plaza, beginning at 6:30 p.m. You'll hear from 12 different faith leaders of several denominations and musicians from many churches. You don't want to miss Saturate Altoona every Sunday night in June at Heritage Plaza in downtown Altoona.
Yo, welcome to the kitchen today. We're gonna cook our Philly cheesesteaks today. So to get things started, we're gonna go ahead and warm up some butter in our skillets here. We're gonna do one skillet with our onions and one skillet with our ribeye in it. So we'll get these puppies warmed up here. Throw our butter in. Now, I've actually never had a Philly cheesesteak in actual Philadelphia, but I've had a lot of Philly cheesesteaks and a lot of cheesesteak hoagies around town. And it's so weird. It's such a simple sandwich, but there's so many different ways people make them. And I found that this recipe is kind of my favorite. It's probably the simplest recipe that I've found, and I hope you guys can make these at home as well. It's a quick and easy meal when during the week. Just need something to fry up on the stove here. People still seem to really enjoy them, and we'll just get cooking here. We're gonna get this butter going, get that nice and melted, cover that pan up. And then to that, we're gonna do one pan with our meat and one with our onions. Just have like one onion here. And a lot of people, some people put onions in there, some people don't like it without it, but it doesn't really have a strong onion flavor once you cook them up with a lot of butter. So we're just gonna cook those up till they get nice and translucent. Get those going. And then over here, we'll fry up our steak meat. And then we'll combine the two, melt some cheese, and we're good to go. So we'll add our steak meat to there. Now this is the ribeye, and it's fresh. It's never been frozen. And we'll just do like one serving here. About 1/4 pound to 1/2 pound, just depends. And this is real nice and thin. It's already chipped up for us. Let's get some out of there. There we go. So it'll fry up nice. And you can do this on the griddle outside if you want. Do it in the pan. There we go. That's probably good for one sandwich there. You know, a lot of times a lot of people use those steakums and stuff, the frozen ones. But if you can get the fresh stuff, it always tastes a little bit better. We got our onions here. Cook those down. Got our meat cooking here. And we'll just cook this up and break it up as it cooks. And as it browns, it'll separate for us. We'll get it good and chopped up. Because you don't want a big old chunk of meat, big old tough piece of meat. This going here, brown this up nice. Now as that's fried up, get our rolls ready. Nice big hoagie roll here, already pre-sliced for us. Good old Fresh Bakery here locally in Altoona. The good old Pacifico family. We got our onions going here. They're looking good. Got our steak meat going here. Starting to brown up nice. Like I said, we're just gonna break that up. Nice hot pan here. You can smell those onions cooking and that steak meat. Smells amazing in here. We'll get these going. Now you can do this like ahead of time. Do a big old casserole dish of steak meat and onions and heat it up on the grill. Take it with you. Be good for tailgating or any kind of event outside. We'll get this nice and chopped up small, nice and brown. Get our onions going here. Those are just about done. Now I left my onions nice and long because I like a good piece of onion in there. Some people chop it up and dice them finely, but you don't have to do that. I like a little bit of a texture to the onions. So this meat's almost done here. You can see it's browned up nice. We'll go ahead and turn that down a little bit. our onions here. And some people cook this in oil, but that sweetness of the butter, this really has that richness that I really like. More than oil. And then we're gonna combine these two here in just a minute. And then we'll throw some cheese on it. And then we'll throw it in our hoagie roll and we'll be good to go. It's kind of funny, my brother and I, we used to cook these when we were in college all the time. And we would kind of have like a little competition about who could make them and how it could make them. And we'd make them here whenever we were in between classes. We'd come home and make a quick and easy cheesesteak. Hey, if you're watching the carbs too, you can even eat it without the roll if you want. All right, so the onion's about done. Steak is done. We're gonna combine these two. Let's get these nice and fried up here. They're looking good. Now what we'll do is we'll combine these two together. Like I said, some people don't like the onions. You don't have to add them if you don't want to. But I like them, so that's why we'll put them together. And then we'll just mix this all together. Break up that steak meat. This is gonna be an amazing flavor, that steak meat and that onion all together. Like I said, such an easy thing to make. The ingredients are the most important part. So we have our steak and our onion done there. Now we're just gonna add our cheese. We're gonna add two different types of cheese. We're gonna add a little bit of provolone, which is pretty standard. Most people put provolone on theirs. I know here in Central PA, a lot of people put provolone on theirs. But a lot of people make the mistake and they put the cheese on the roll and then they put the meat on top of it. Or put the meat and then put the cheese on top. No, you gotta mix it all together, folks. You can't, the cheese doesn't melt sometimes and then it's just like you're eating into a cheese sandwich. It's a steak in cheese. So melt that cheese on that steak. Mix it all together. Get your pans dirty, you know what I mean? Then we're gonna add our white American. Add that on there. Now, this is that cheese that, you know, comes in that deli department that's already packaged, you know, but hey, you kind of know what you're getting into with all that butter and everything anyways. So that cheese is starting to melt on there. Just takes a couple seconds here, and then we're gonna stir it all together. Once it's good and melted, throw it on our roll, and we'll be good to go. So as this continues to melt, we'll head over to the studio for a little inspirational message, and then we'll come back and put it all together.
Made by Vogel is a father and son business that produces high-quality handmade wooden products such as cutting boards, bowls, bottle stoppers and more. Products for sale can be found on their Etsy site or in downtown Altoona at the Clay Cup. You can't go wrong buying from Made by Vogel.
Hi, my name is Dad Dick,
And I'm Aiden. We're the 5th generation of Dick's Home Care.
and our family is here for your health.
If you're looking for a stair lift, I would definitely recommend Bruno stair lifts. The reason people get Bruno stair lifts from Dick's Home Care is it keeps them in the home that they love. We also have a rental program on the stair lifts. My customers coming back to me saying, I'm so glad I bought this.
Dick's Home Care, Central Pennsylvania's leader in mobility products.
Hey y'all, welcome into the studio here today. I just want to share with you a little bit of something that's been kind of weighing on my heart lately, and hopefully it encourages you guys today. I want to talk to you guys a little bit about relationships. I know it's something that a lot of people don't like to talk about, but having this show, it's kind of, I've been an open book, and I'm free to share with you guys some of my experiences, and kind of want to help you guys out by sharing my story a little bit, and hopefully encourage you in some of your scenarios that you're going through as well. And relationships, man, they are tough, right? Like, they just you get into them and everything goes really well, and you're excited, and then a couple months later or whatever, things kind of fall apart, and maybe somebody breaks up with you or you break up with them, and man, it's like devastating. You think, oh gosh, life is just so tough, and I don't know if I'm ever going to get over it. What I want to encourage you guys today is not to hold on to that bitterness in your life for that other person. I know that I've been broken up with, and man, I was devastated, and you spend so much time thinking about that other person and what you could do to maybe get them back, or what they're doing in their life. And man, you just waste so much time thinking about that other person that you forget what life is all about and what you should be doing, And I just want to encourage you guys not to hold on to that bitterness for that other person, and don't even worry about what they're doing in their life, and focus on yourself and what you can do to move forward. And I know it's tough, and you got to just take one step after another, but I'm going to tell you that you'll get over it. And one day will be easier than the next day will be easier than that, and soon enough you won't even think about that other person. Because let me tell you something, life comes at you fast, and it goes fast, and you'll be sitting there one day, and I don't wish this on anybody, but one day you could be sitting there tied to a machine, or in a hospital bed, laying there sick as a dog, and you just wasted all this time thinking about this other person and what they did to you. And it might not even be a relationship. It could be, a boss or something like that, and overlooked for promotion, or maybe your finances aren't going the right way, or somebody just did something to you, a friend that hurt you, and you just sit there and you're thinking about that person and what they've done to your life, and man, you're just wasting time. And like I said, you could be there in the moment where things are just all falling apart, and you look back and you're like, I wasted months or a year thinking about that. And I just encourage you guys not to think about that. Move forward, and always think about what God has in store for you next. I've been blessed in my life that every struggle that I've been through, you guys know many of the struggles that I've been through, but He's always been there to get me through them and help me move on to the next thing, and provide for me something that helps me get through that. By great friends, and people that encourage you, people you can reach out to and talk to, that really encourage you to get into the Word and pray about it. And pretty soon, like I said, you're not going to be thinking about that situation anymore. You're going to be enjoying life and living to your full potential that I believe God has for each one of us. As we draw closer to Him, it's amazing what He can do in our lives and what He's done in my life. A year ago, actually about 2 years ago, when I was laying there waiting for my kidney transplant and sick and everything, I didn't think there was an end in sight, and God ended up providing for me that, and now I'm able to enjoy life and move on and do some amazing things like this television show, and share what God has done in my life with others, and hopefully encourage you, and hopefully that encourages others as well by hearing what God has done in my life. And there's so many stories in the Bible, but I just want to mention one here about, just getting those weeds out of your life. There's a parable in the Bible that talks about the weed and the tares, about how weeds come up and they can destroy you, and other things get in the way of your relationship with God, and how they take over your life. And like in a garden where weeds will overtake the garden and you can't grow, the flowers, the plants can't grow because of all the weeds. You gotta get those weeds out of your life. You gotta get those bad thoughts. You gotta get those negative people out of your life. Things that are gonna draw you down and not encourage your relationship with God. It's hard sometimes, but let me tell you, the sooner you're able to do that, the sooner that you're able to recognize those situations and those thoughts that you have in your mind, that hey, this is a bad thought that I'm thinking today, and I need to just push it aside, focus on what's good in my life, what God has already provided for me, and what He has in store for me next. So I hope that encourages you guys a little bit today, to always just lean on God, and whenever the tough times come along, don't worry about what He's done to you, what she's done to you, what they have done to you, what they are preventing you from doing. Focus on what you can do. And like I always say, is about what I can do, what I will do, have that conviction in your own life. Just wake up each morning and say, you know what, I will do this. No matter what they say I can and cannot do or what they've done to me in the past, it's all about what I've done and what God has allowed me to do and what He'll help me do in my life. So I hope that encouraged you guys today. We're going to head back in the kitchen, enjoy some great food, and let's head over to the kitchen.
Dick's Home Care can help you stay mobile. Dick's offers a full line of scooters to help with mobility both inside and outside your home. Take your scooter with you wherever you go with a scooter lift from Dick's. They are available for most vehicles. If standing or sitting is becoming difficult, a lift chair from Dick's will make life easier. There are many styles and sizes to choose from. And Dick's honors warranties and service on what we sell. Dick's Home Care, Central Pennsylvania's leader in mobility products.
Hi, my name is Thad Dick,
And I'm Aiden. We're the 5th generation of Dick's Home Care.
and our family is here for your health.
Purify O3 is the simple, effective way to clean your CPAP or BiPAP. It provides hospital-grade sanitation, killing 99.99% of bacteria and germs with the touch of a button. Everything you need comes in one affordable kit for just $1.90. It's available exclusively at Dick's Home Care, Central Pennsylvania's leader in home medical equipment.
All right, so we got our cheese, our onions, our steak. This looks amazing, as you can see. And we're just gonna compile this into our sandwich here. I mean, this is like the ultimate cheesesteak because it's got all that nice ribeye meat, all that onions. Now you could add the peppers, and then we could top this with our sweet peppers or our green peppers, and a little bit of mayo or tomato, make it into a hoagie. But the actual cheesesteak is just this. And fill it up with some meat. As you can see, that looks amazing, and I think the guys are going to really enjoy this one. So we'll sit down and take a bite. We got our cheesesteak here. We're going to give it a bite, and Chow, tell me what you think, buddy.
All right. Wow.
Very good.
It's very good. Yeah, the onions give it like a nice sweet kick to it with that savory steak. It's very good.
Cheesy? Cheesy enough?
Yeah, lots of cheese. It's really good.
Hopefully you guys can try to make these at home and enjoy them for yourselves. But until then, we'll see you next week on Dano on the Counter. Hey, if you have questions for me or about the show, please reach out to me at dano@danoburkhart.com. Also, catch all the episodes on danoburkhart.com.